I can sing you a song. Jimmy, Jimmy, please don't cry. You'll forget me by and by. It's been 5 years since you've been gone, and now I'm married to your best friend, John. Are the flies bothering you? I mean, oh yeah, you got a horse following you. I'm gonna get the spray. Wait right here. Okay, so I don't know how much y'all heard because a public safety alert popped up on my phone. But anyway, I went and got his DVD player out of his room, and the TV that we keep on the back porch for winter watching. And then I went in and got the other emergency light that was starting to go dim because it has to be charged by electricity, and then you get, I don't know how many hours you get from it, but pretty decent hours. All right, so he was rocking, and I'm making Katie and Casey's milk bottles. So we had lunch here today, a tenderloin, had thawed out. So there was still some solid on the bottom, but I wrapped it in foil, a little bit of butter, and then some salt and pepper. And about a little ways through, I put a little bit of barbecue sauce on it. But I put it on the grill today because I didn't want it, you know, I don't want to, I'm trying so hard not to waste any of this food that's starting to thaw on me. So I cooked that here, and then I did a pot of beans on this. And what was left over, Buddy and Steph came over and ate. Mom and Dad had gotten Chinese out in the neighborhood, so they didn't come down to eat. Tony took a little bit for him and his roommate. And then what I was saying was somebody brought, I don't know how much, but you know, Mama was telling me that's what Mary had called for, because I had missed her call, but I probably would not have been able to talk to her. I may see her calling, but it probably wouldn't have gone through. But it was to let us know that a truck had brought some ice. It's not like Salvation Army or anything like that. It was a little business in another little town right outside of Cleveland. And they made I guess they have an ice machine in their little store, and so they bagged a whole bunch of ice, as much as they could, I guess, and brought it. And so she said she'd saved back 4 bags for us. So Ben ran down and got it, and then Mama called me and said they had it up there. So I took a bag of ice, and I put some of it in my freezer, in my ice pack, you know, your ice catcher thing. I put some in that, and then because my refrigerator, I'm keeping it going around the clock. My big refrigerator in the living room, in the kitchen, I'm letting it go around the clock. I'm keeping this filled up. I just filled this up at 6. I shouldn't need to fill it up again till 12. So anyway, I put some more ice in here, and I put some water bottles that I got at Walmart in here today with it. And then, like I said, I cooked here, and I made a pot of beans. I made a pot of beans. I opened a can of ranch-style beans and heated them up. So Buddy and Steph and myself and Tony and Zach, we all had a chunk of tenderloin and some beans and a slice of bread. And that was our dinner. And he'll probably have a couple of weenies on a hot dog bun. In a minute I'll warm him up something on the grill. I'm trying to do as much as I can out here and not in the house, because my house is an oven, and I just don't want to stay in there. I have all that water that we filled up. I'm gonna go sit out here and get away from this generator. And I have a refrigerator in the house. I've cleaned it out. I threw away everything that could be replaced or that was old or didn't have much left. I threw it all away so there was space in there. I moved things around in the freezer so I could move good stuff. You know, I just recently got that big cooler from was that steak, Idaho steak people. So I've moved things around and tried to readjust everything so I'm not having to cool 3 different items. So I'm concentrating only on my refrigerator in the kitchen, and praise God, I love those. They're like an orange push pop, but they're made, I want to say they're made by Blue Bunny, but I don't think they're made by is it Blue Bunny? But I can't remember now who makes them. But anyway, they make this orange like push pop one, but it's not a push pop, but it tastes like, you know, that orange sherbet push pops. And then they make a fudge. So I get both, and I keep them in when I want something cold and sweet, then I'll grab one. And there's not even very many carbs in them, and it actually says 2 is a serving, which I never have 2. I have 1 a day if I have one. And they were starting to get soft, and I was like, it's just not doing enough. I'm not doing it enough. I'm not leaving it on it enough. 3 hours circulating. You know, when you charge it for 3 hours, then you move to the next one and charge for 3 hours. Then you move to the next one and charge for 3 hours. It's been 6 hours before you plug the first one back in again, and it just wasn't enough. And so this morning they were firm, not solid, but they were firm again. And I was like, praise God. And this afternoon they are hard again. So I am really happy about that. So anyway, I told him, I said, you know, my plan is to use this one to continuously do what it's doing now, charging the refrigerator and giving us power out here on the porch for the fan and the TV and the DVD player and a light. And at night, when it gets completely dark, JoJo had sent me that little, it's not a real long string of lights, but they have that really pretty yellow glow. Y'all have seen them. And I plug those in the evenings, and see, they go down that greenery and then up over the window that looks into the back porch. So that's what I use at night, because it's got that pretty soft orangey glow. But for right now, like with that lamp sitting there and it's charging, and those are emergency light bulbs, so they're good to have. And now it's charged up so we can use it when we need it. But I brought it out here because I don't want extension cords just running through the house in all different rooms. And that lamp was what was in Levi's room. And I can charge, I think I ordered 6 of those bulbs. And I gave 1 to Buddy and Steph, 1 to Mom and Dad, and 1 to Daniel and Luke to put in a lamp in their house. And then I kept 3 myself. And so I have the 2 in the living room, and I had 1. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. So not a whole lot of cleanup and doing that kind of stuff today. I did most of that. I do have some branches down over here that fell, and one I think that fell out of that tree over there by Tony's gate that comes in over here. I'm just going to throw that over to the cow and the goats. And so, yeah, we're just making do with what we got and praising God that it was not, well, I don't want to make it sound like, because I know some people got it bad. I want to say praise God for what we got here, that it wasn't any worse. You know, even Buddy and Steph had a tree. We were talking about it today. It's sad that they had to take down that pecan tree. You know, I think I talked about that in the video. I don't know. I can't remember what I talk about to videos to you guys and other ones, but I babied those pecan trees. That one that was in their front yard and the one that's sort of behind the dumpster, I babied them and got them to where they're at today. And Steph said she was so sad watching them cut it down, even though it needed to come down, because she said, even the man said, if this pecan tree hadn't have been here, that pine tree would have come on down. So it's like, she's not a big girl. That little pecan tree wasn't really big, but she stood there and she held that pine tree so it wouldn't hit harder on their house. And she said it made her sad to think about it, that she did that and she lost that fight. She took care of the tree. She took care of the big tree. She held it, but she didn't make it out, and it can make you sad. So She said she was almost crying, or I don't know, maybe she said she cried, but he said he got emotional too, seeing it come down. But anyway, no cleanup. They're doing still some cleanup. Buddy was out here in the field picking up some of these pecan trees from my, well, this is now their pecan tree, but this big one right back off over here, I might be at an angle here and I can't point at it, but there's that big pecan tree back there by where their bees are. Yeah, he was picking up the limbs that fell out of that. So praise God, this pecan tree lost maybe 3 tiny limbs, not anything big, not like big limbs that could have caused damage if something was under them. It didn't lose anything like that, but they sure are sparse after, you know, you can see through them now. They were so thick, and they had them nasty, well, those spider webs or those worm webs all in them. Look at them chickens. Y'all see them chickens up there on this crepe myrtle? This one's heading up, this one on the post. Look at him. From the fence to the post. He's trying to determine which way is he gonna go? Or she. Which way is she gonna go? Come on, Mama, do it. You can do it. Oh, she's thinking. There it goes. Anyway, they don't all, the rest of them are roosted back here. Can y'all see them? I'm trying to lower down they're on this back fence, right there. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Had a good day today. Hasn't been real stressful. Me and Mom went and bought a few groceries this morning. We were looking for ice. Praise God, God supplied that later on this afternoon. Had a good meal. When that little rain thing, I told Mom, I said, if it just rains and stays overcast, because if it rains a little bit and then it gets hot again, the sun comes out, we're gonna be cooking. Buddy had a little scare with overheating today. Remember a while back I overheated? It's a weird feeling when you overheat, and he did it today working on that roof, putting that tarp on. So she thought she was going to take him to the hospital, but he just sat. He said he stripped down and put a wet towel over his face and sat in the RV where it was freezing in the RV. Their RV is cold. RV is very cold. When I bought groceries, I checked with everybody to see if anybody needed anything, and she needed half and half. That's what she puts in her coffee, I believe. And so when I went in the RV to put it in their refrigerator, I was like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. And here it was freezing. It was so cold in there. But anyway, he said he stripped down to nothing and sat down with a wet towel, cold wet towel on his face. And he just sat like that, just breathing and getting cooler. And then he said he felt really hungry. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's all the things that I went through that night down there at Mama's, after I've been trying to get that tree trunk off the porch. And I guess that was last summer. Praise God, he's okay. But I told him, I said, they say that once you've had like not necessarily a stroke, but like a heat exhaustion, you will from now on get it easier. So you have to start watching, like take more breaks and stuff. But you know, you get in where we're at with all this cleanup, and you just get going, and these guys think they're, you know, Superman. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Keep Buddy in your prayers, and we'll talk to you later. God bless y'all. Look at that pretty girl, Molly. She had some yeast rolls a while ago from Hearts after she ate her feed. Oh my gosh. Hi, baby girl. All right. Bye, guys. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.